that's given. So let me just jump directly into the panel discussion. So when you talk of, say, packaging, whether say rigid packaging or flexible packaging, what comes to our mind? Like for example, when you talk of, say, flexible packaging, we talk of, let's say, a laminated structure, generally a multi-layer structure, and the barrier layer is generally not compatible and difficult to recycle. And generally the package sizes are much smaller, like say for example, up to 1 liter or 1 kg. That was the normal, you can say, notion for a flexible packaging. When you talk about a rigid packaging are normally, say for example, sturdy, recyclable, and in terms of, if you see, reuse is something which you normally do. Now in the last 4 or 5 years, some change has happened, and it's very critical, which is more designed by the value proposition of sustainability. So what is it we are talking about? So when you're talking of, say, today.
Thanks, Hari. There are two parts to this question. So the first is what has really genuinely changed the value proposition of flexible packaging. The first and foremost that I would like to say is that flexibles from being only a source reduction idea is now becoming a source reduction idea plus which can become a circularity idea as well. This itself is creating a added value proposition on a product which was already having a very, very strong value proposition is the first thing that I see. Now, if we really look at the product portfolio, we've been discussing about circularity since yesterday, and there are multiple brand owners and a lot of converters also. I can assure you on behalf of the converters that every product that needs to be recycled or needs to be recyclable is available. So it's an ask from the converter community to the brand owner community, and I see my friend Yogesh sitting here in the first row, is that it is the time for us to start moving towards. From the broad.
So there are, you said what is good to have and now what is the business expectations. So of course PCR. So earlier PCR was good to have and now it's a business expectation, it's a regulation. You also have multiple, like in flexibles, you can go right now up to 10% PCR. Next year it will be 20%. In rigids, it is now at 30%. Next year we are going to 40%. So rigid packaging does give you this added advantage of being more, having more PCR content. At the same time, just to let you know, Hari, that apart from the regulations, there are also global mandates by the FMCG people who say, okay, I want to use, more than what is regulated. But then we are also faced with challenges where some of the recycled contents are not available, like for instance in polypropylene. So what we end up doing is use higher percentages on the other rigid packaging.
There's no second earth and we have to move fast, we have to do something, save earth. We are nobody to save earth. I am sure, dinosaurs never used any packaging, but they are also non-existent today. But yes, what we have to save ourselves. We are not going to save earth. We have to save ourselves from the earth. So that is why we have to move towards, like rightly pointed out, circularity is what we have to move towards. Putting, PCR in packaging, will it going to help? I don't think it is going to be. Like Ruturaj also mentioned that, there will be always a remainder of PET in the market which will not be used, and we are using PET like anything. Without PET, we are not able to print. So I think what we need to focus more is about innovation in the direction of course, we were talking about paper. Paper is the cause of creating packaging plastics. Why? Because paper was creating havoc in terms of deforestation.
For discussion of this important topic and having brand owners come and talk about it, that is also a great opportunity that we get to come and share some of the thoughts. So taking on the question, the FSSAI director, the regional director in the morning in her speech mentioned on the alarming situation of counterfeiting. And in my opinion, what is going to kind of drive the next generation of innovation from a consumer point of view is the consumer safety. That is the product safety and the consumer health. And counterfeiting or anti-counterfeiting features and anti-counterfeiting packaging is something that is going to drive packaging innovations in the coming years from a consumer point of view. Why do I say that? A few things, if you look at, you will see the kind of frightening situation that we have because of counterfeiting.
Attention is required to